What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Wait What Are We Talking About podcast, episode 111. My name is Bret, aka Enigma9011, and you can catch this podcast live over on twitch.tv/Enigma9011 every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can join the chat if you're a subscriber over there. We'd love to have you in on the conversation. If you can't catch it live, that's A-OK. It's broken out topic by topic and put as one big video and MP3 for your amusement on YouTube and podcast services on the following Friday at 12 noon. Yeah, we're here. We're recording a little bit late. Artemis is here too. Hello. What am I missing in the rigmarole? Oh, merch. You can get all of your swag over there. T-shirts, cups, backpacks, and more. Rep the brand. Support us. Be greatly appreciated. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, hope you guys are doing well. We're recording this episode a little bit late. So I think that's why the groove is off. Maybe you can hear Artemis purring up a storm right now. Hopefully it's not too loud in your ear. But yeah, hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are having a good week. Appreciate you guys stopping by to give this a listen. Two topics today. I want to do a little follow-up on NXT War Games, or TakeOver War Games. It was this past Sunday as of recording. So we talked about last week about the matches that were going to be happening and what we thought was going to be going down, who we thought was going to win, etc. Some things we thought accurately, there's a tail, were correct. Some things went a little bit differently. But yeah, I thought overall event was fantastic. I thought all the performers, all the wrestlers did a fantastic job with what they had to show, and it was just a very exciting event to watch. So yeah, let's get right into it. Go right down the card. We did have a pre-match show of Odyssey Jones and Andre Chase. Honestly, didn't watch this one, but Odyssey Jones is going to take the win there. Glad to see he's getting some momentum for himself, or as a dark match, excuse me. Ladies were going to be the ones to kick it off with the first match. We had the team of Cora Jade, Io Shirai, Kaylee Ray, Raquel Gonzalez, and they were going against Dakota Kai and Toxic Attraction, which is Gigi, JC Jane, and Mandy Rose. Ladies crushed it. Ladies did a fantastic job with this match, getting everybody excited for the event. We had some interesting spots in this match. We had a big power bomb thing that we've seen a bunch of times. We had a high spot from Cora, which was quite scary, if I'm being honest. It might have just been the camera angle that they had of her diving head on. She did essentially a swanton from the top corner of the cage onto, I don't know, I think it was JC Jane, from the top onto a table, breaking that. The reason it looked a little bit sketchy and scary, I don't know if she just didn't get her footing or rotation-wise it didn't work, but she kind of rotated but landed high on her shoulder and didn't seem like she rotated enough. She also kind of hit the very inside side of the table, and JC, everything did go fine. Cora is in a sling right now. But as far as I know, that is just storyline. They will kind of continue on this storyline even in this match where her shoulder would be very hurt. She would kind of sit out most of the match in pain as the rest of her team would defend her. At one point, Io did try to heal her shoulder by popping it back into place. Not super effective. Sorry, Dr. Shirai. But yeah, little sketchy looking on that front angle. They showed some replays a little bit later on of a side angle that looked a little bit better, but still questionable, very questionable of just safety. Once again, I don't know if it was a footing thing. I don't know if it was a distance thing. That table did seem rather far, but yikes, that could have gone sour quick. I understand they were trying to put Cora over. She got some backlash from the crowd earlier because she messed up her skateboard entrance, as people were saying she couldn't skate. But, you know, everybody's fine. Everybody's well. So it is what it is. One other thing that was kind of negative, per se, about the match. I get it. It's war games, gimmicks upon gimmicks and weapons upon weapons. You're going to use them. You're going to, bring them in. It gets overplayed when you do it every entrant. Every woman who entered the ring had to grab something underneath the ring to bring in as an equalizer. I get it, I guess. You want to get your team back in the fight, especially after a disadvantage and the next person's coming in fresh. It just seemed like, oh, here comes some so-and-so. Oh, right under the ring immediately. Like, they're just, if it happens every time, it just is boring and lazy, it seems. But I get it. It's war games. Whatever. We're going to do that. I don't know. It just seemed dumb. It just seemed dumb to me that it happened every individual grabbing something. But like I said, the ladies did a very good job. Match was very exciting. The good lady team is going to win here. Toxic Attraction, Dakota Kai will take the pinfall to the injured Cora Jade after Raquel is going to be using her finisher, I believe, on Mandy, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, Cora's going to go over, get the pinfall there. Good team will win. Yippee-yi-yay. Next, we had our tag team title match of Imperium versus Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner. Tag team match? Pretty dang good. And I think we had somebody stealing the show once again. These past couple takeovers that he's been involved in, he just kind of seems to just impress more and more. And that's Fabian Eichner. Jesus, sorry. The man is crushing it. Obviously, strength, his athleticism, his acrobatic skills. He's kind of a big hybrid, and he's been really impressive in his last couple of showings. And just really, really glad to see him on the up and up since obviously joining Imperium. There was a couple, I don't know, it was maybe a year or so when he first entered that he was kind of in the weird mix of like push, no push, what is he doing? So it's really cool to see his success with Imperium. But yes, Imperium is going to retain against Kyle and Von Wagner via pinfall. And then we're going to get the interesting stuff after, as we're going to kind of give Kyle his send-off, a little applause, everybody in the crowd. Von Wagner's happy for him because obviously, his contract is coming to an end. No surprise there. And, getting the applause, yay. Kyle's doing his little thank yous. Von Wagner's going to try and attack him because he's a big old jackass. Kyle's going to be aware of this. He's going to duck it out. He's going to beat the shit out of Von Wagner. He's yelling at him. And then we see, whoosh, he throws up the Undisputed Era symbol, says it's a brotherhood. And that was like a big, wait a minute, why are you throwing that up? Like, interesting. Was that planned? Was that not planned? I don't know. You don't want people leaving and obviously going to the other brand. But we see that. Obviously, like I mentioned before, we are recording this late. So NXT was tonight. So we did see the aftermath of this match. Kyle and, I don't remember the guy's first name, Von Wagner did have a match in the cage. Von Wagner went over, so Kyle did his job of going out on his back, pushing the new talent. And Kyle seems to be on his way out, potentially to AEW, but at least obviously out of NXT. So we'll have to see where he ends up if Undisputed Era is going to make their reunion over in AEW, obviously under a different name and moniker, or what's going to be his future from here. From there, we're going to move on to Cameron Grimes versus Duke Hudson, the hair versus hair match. This was probably the low point of the pay-per-view, to be honest. This match, it says on the times here that it went 10.5 minutes. I thought it did not feel that long. I honestly thought it was the shortest match of the night. Turns out it's the second shortest match of the night. But yeah, nothing exciting here, really. Cameron went over Duke, so not what I thought. The guys did okay, but yeah, the story just seems stupid. All this over a poker match that Duke had lost to Cameron Grimes, and that's all Duke's character is like this poker guy? What? I don't know. So anyways, Grimes goes over. Duke loses by pinfall. Whatever. Gets his hair shaved. The whole thing runs away. before we move on to the next match, I will make a note of this. At this takeover, hella vignettes for people. Vignettes for a new girl, Tiffany Stratton, which they've been showing week to week. Ikemen had 2 quite funny promos for himself. We got a promo for Boa under his new kind of guise, kind of taking the Tien Sha or I can't remember, the witch doctor, and kind of implementing it into his character. So I don't know what that woman's doing anymore. There was just a lot of promos for different talent. And in a way, I get it. You know, a lot of eyes are going to be on the takeover. More people are going to watch that compared to the weekly show, potentially, just because it's high-profile matches and gimmick matches. But, like, it was a lot. It was a lot. There was, like, 3 or 4 maybe in between each match. So I get it. Still trying to build the 2.0 brand. Just kind of, I don't know. What's the word? Broke up the momentum, I would say. Didn't keep the flow going. But it is what it is. Next match is going to be Roderick Strong defending his Cruiserweight Championship against Joe Gacy. I mentioned last episode of the podcast how I wasn't really vibing with Gacy's character, not his talent. Very well, you know, does well performing wrestler, very skilled. Yeah, same thing here. Just like, this ended up being the shortest match of 8:30. Guys did okay. Nothing particularly exciting here. I would say the only note was Harland, Gacy's manager, would end up grabbing. I don't remember the girl's name. One of the girls from the girl from Diamond Mine, threatening her. Gacy would stop it, and then right from there, Roderick would take advantage and pick up the win, ending the match. That was really the only standout moment that I can think of. But Roddy's going to defend there. I guess some people thought he was going to lose and the title was going to be renamed and whatever, but I don't know. So Roderick's still champ. I guess he signed an extension for his contract or deal with NXT for a while ago, so he's not going anywhere. UE, reunion, etc. Then we're going to get into our main event. It's Team 2.0 versus the Black and Gold brand. And the whole night, we kind of hinted a lot at Johnny Gargano also taking off and his contract coming to an end. And it was nice to see, but also kind of a little bit of a surprise as, WWE doesn't really do this too often where they celebrate people leaving, especially, Johnny, who has still potential, obviously, to go once again to AEW or somewhere else and make a big impact. Pun intended. They don't really, acknowledge when people's contracts up or when people are leaving all that often. So it was kind of like a head scratcher of like, is he actually leaving? Is this just a rumor mill thing? Because everybody, the internet knows his contract's up. So maybe he had signed an extension or signed something new and then it's going to lead into the storyline. But I don't know. We were acknowledging it. It's going to be a heartfelt moment for Gargano. Great. Gargano will kick off this match with Carmelo Hayes. And we're going to see Gargano come out in some pretty sweet gear, which was like a combination of some big moments and takeover gears of the past. So it was kind of webbed together and this like metaverse thing. Really dope to see. Good, response to that and response to Gargano. So yeah, Carmelo and him will kick it off. Match went really well. We had a couple interesting spots here in this match. Unlike the ladies, we didn't have new weaponry enter the match after every participant, which was nice. We did obviously still see some gimmick stuff. We did still see tables. We saw a crowbar at one point from Tony D'Angelo. We had, what else did we have? We had chairs. We had, the whole 9 yards. Anyways, big spots that we had in this match. Grayson Waller, one of the 2.0 guys, they're trying to get him over. Had another high dive similar to Cora Jade. Same corner. Seemed like he got his footing, so I don't know if that was, once again, the issue with Cora. Did essentially like a drop elbow. Nothing too fancy. I don't know why he did like the NBA pass through the legs thing, even though he barely hit the second one. Barely even got his elbow out there, too. Kind of just fell on, I think it was LA Knight. So high dive from him. All right, cool. We would see, before LA Knight even entered, we would see the 2.0 brand lock the cage via a steel chain. And this was probably the only negative of this match that I could really think of. So LA Knight comes out, blah, 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 jabbing with the referees, like, oh, I can't get in the cage, the whole thing's locked, and he's trying to break it, trying to figure it out. Like, are you insulting our intelligence? Be a little bit smart here. The crowd's all chanting, climb the cage, climb the cage. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Just get up there. There's no roof on this bitch. Just go. So I would say that's the only dumb thing that happened this match. Oh, well, maybe actually following up with that, there was another dumb one. So LA eventually did climb the cage, got in the fight. Great. 2.0 had the advantage, so out next comes Braun Breaker. He's going to wrap up their team. Cool. Comes to the ring. The referees are trying to do the little plier thing to break apart the chain. They can't do it. Braun's like, oh, let me do it. I'm a big, strong guy. Grabs the thing and struggles. Struggles to break this chain. Now, I'm not claiming I could do it any better, but boy, did it look bad. Looked bad for him sitting there and struggling with the fucking clamps to try and get the chain off. Did he eventually? Yes. But that was gross. Don't do that. So yeah, that would go down. We had the dive, which I talked about. I talked about the crowbar before. Tony D'Angelo was going to bring that in. He's going to take out Dunn and his mouth guard. Literally takes out the mouth guard, takes out Dunn with his finisher with the crowbar as well. I think that was something smart that they did at the end, is they each, the 2.0 guys, well, and Black and Gold, they would each kind of take out a member of the opposing team with a pretty strong and devastating move. So it's like, once again, the crowbar move here on Pete Dunne would eliminate him from the match. Grayson would take some kind of pile driver or DDT later on. Gargano would self-sacrifice himself in order to eliminate Carmelo. No, in order to eliminate Braun Breaker, doing a similar DIY technique where, Tommaso would run in with the knee or the kick to take out Breaker, but once again, Gargano would kind of sacrifice himself as well. And then we're going to lead into the last sequence of the match to kind of end it out. Ciampa's going to hit, I think it's Willow's Bell, whatever his pile driver suplex move is. He's going to hit that on Carmelo. Seems like he's going to put him through the table, set up in the corner. He's going to lift up Carmelo, not fully, but he's going to heft him up. Carmelo's going to fall down a little bit. I don't know if this is just the need to reset or maybe he didn't get up as high. And Breaker's going to run in spear Tommaso through the corner table. Smart, cool move. Guy sets up for the finisher. Obviously, his chest is wide open. He's not going to be able to see. Spear him through the table. Goes really well, except for one thing. I mentioned Carmelo didn't make it up all the way or kind of reset back down. I don't know if this was on purpose, but he re-hefted just as Breaker was doing the spear. And it almost seemed like as the spear was happening, Carmelo dropped on his head. I don't think he did. He was able to recover in the match, seemed fine. But yikes, that could have been poor. I don't know if it was bad timing with Breaker. I don't know if it was a bad lift on the suplex or whatever. Yikes. Yikes moment there. So Breaker's going to do that. He's going to spear Ciampa through the table. He's going to pick him up, heft him up once again. Power slam. 1, 2, 3. Team 2.0 is going to take the win here. As we kind of thought last week, where we have to kind of put this new talent over. And boy, was the crowd not happy. Rain of boos. Rain of boos. So all these guys are definitely, at least from the crowd perspective, heels. Throughout the match, it was a little 50-50. There were some cheers for the new guys, but by the end, it was definitely heavy in favor of Black and Gold in a cheering manner. And I don't know. I get what they're doing. I get what they're doing from a booking standpoint and where they're trying to go, but I'm not sure if this is, as from a fan perspective, I'm not sure if this is the Roman Reigns or the Seth Rollins kind of treatment where both talents, Roman and Seth, great. great in their characters, great in the ring. Obviously, you know, they have a presence about them and can hold themselves high. But obviously, over years, from the Shield days to current day, as an audience, we got sick of them just because, like, they were constantly in our face, pushed to the main event, pushed down our throat of, like, this is your hero, this is your guy. I guess Seth was a little bit different story because that's the heel, so we were supposed to boo him, but Roman more because, like, this is not John Cena, but, like, your main eventer. This is the face of WWE. And obviously, like I said, the audience, we didn't like that because push. Here it is. So I don't know if that's maybe what's also happening now with NXT and the 2.0 guys, is they're just shoved in our face and, like, this is the future. This is what you're supposed to do. And once again, I get it. From a business standpoint, you rebranded in 2.0. These are your new guys. These are your talents you want to push to eventually, you know, go to the main roster. But is this doing more harm than good? There is a way to organically get over. Man, I feel like such an ass saying that. Like, oh, I know the business. No. Like, I just feel like there's better ways to obviously get these people popularity, because we've seen it in the past with oodles upon oodles of talent. Some things work, some things don't. I think this is on the side of maybe not. Now, could they go somewhere from here? Absolutely. And as we saw with NXT tonight, some of these talents are getting pushed as bad guys. If that works for them and that's the plan, great. What I'm referring to, NXT tonight. I already talked about Kyle O'Reilly and his little send-off. Gargano, after the War Games event, not live on the pay-per-view, but to the audience, mentioned that Tuesday night, I'm going to lay it all out. What's next for Johnny Gargano? So NXT tonight, he comes out, just talks to the audience. We see him throughout the show saying, like, little having little moments with Loomis and Indy Hartwell. I think he also had a moment with Ciampa, like, just, you know, spots here and there. Comes out the end, does a little promo. Says, you know, I'm going to be a dad. I'm ready. Like, this is the most important job in the world to me as of February, is to, you know, love this kid as much as I can and support them. Heartbreak in the back, says I can do this for as long as I want. So he's pouring out his heart, pouring out his soul, really excited to be a dad. As he's doing this promo for, you know, himself, about his family and his Candace and his son, I think he said, Grayson Waller's going to come out, chair shot to the back, and powerbomb him through the table. Now, circle back to the beginning. Why would they make such a big deal about him leaving, unless this is a story angle? Potentially this is. I don't know. Maybe he did sign an extension. Maybe this is a way to kind of set up Grayson Waller a little bit more, like we have set up with Braun Breaker and obviously the world title match, with Tommaso kind of giving him the rub, and then eventually, oh crap, who else? I had it for a second. I don't remember, but someone else has been put over as well. So maybe this, like, on their way out. Oh, sorry, Von Wagner, with Kyle, like, you know, putting the new talent over before they leave. Not that Ciampa's leaving, but just helping them out. So maybe this is going to lead to a short program with Grayson Waller, and eventually he'll take Gargano out, and then Gargano, whether it's February or a little bit prior, can leave and focus on his family. Does this mean Gargano is leaving forever after that? I don't know. It's still up in the air. I think we mentioned it last week. If he just wants to, you know, be a homebody and be with Candace and be with his son, like, more power to him. If, you know, whatever makes him happy. If he wants to go, you know, wrestle in other companies, would it be a little sad? Personally, yeah, because I just, you know, love him there, but he can test out his talent somewhere else and have a whole batch of fresh new matches and, you know, crush it over there like he's done however past 5 or 6 years in WWE. Or does he stick around? Does he, you know, maybe hang out as a coach. And then when eventually he feels like he wants to get back into it, whether it's NXT or main roster, like, cool. Seems like people like him. Seems like he has a healthy relationship with people. So I think he has that freedom and availability to him, and that's great. So yeah, I think with him going so public about like, hey, this is Johnny's goodbye, like, and then obviously the stuff with Grayson here, we will see him a little bit more. Maybe do a quick run with Grayson, put him over a little bit more, and then we'll have to see from there. Yeah, overall, TakeOver. I thought it went pretty well. Like I said, there were the low points of Grimes and Hudson, and then Roddy and Gacy. Not anything talent-wise, just it didn't, I don't know if it was a time length thing or how the story for them was set up. For the hair versus hair, for example, like, just, it wasn't exciting. It's going to be interesting to see where they go from here. How the ladies are going to, who's in like charge of or in line for a title shot with Mandy. It seems like they're setting up Cora and Raquel against Toxic Attraction, but I don't know if it's just Gigi and JC. I can't imagine Dakota and Raquel are done entirely. We had a tournament following up to figure out who will go against Imperium. I think it was Briggs and his teammate against Legato, was it? No, Legato Escobar was against Quinn. I don't remember. So it's going to be interesting to see where we build from there. MSK found their shaman to kind of help them out. Turns out it's Matt Riddle, so hey, that's something. But I don't know. MSK is another one, like, do you bring them up to the main roster? I think they could be great, but I don't want them to get lost in the shuffle like a lot of NXT call-ups have done. So we'll have to see. That was War Games. If you guys watched it, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I would be definitely interested to hearing some more of your guys' thoughts and maybe what you think Gargano and Kyle O'Reilly are going to be doing heading forward, what their future is. But yeah, only time will really tell, and we'll have to see what both of those individuals can do and where they can succeed. But yeah, moving on to topic 2. I want to talk a little bit about Fortnite. So over this past weekend, Fortnite has moved on to their Chapter 3 of content. Essentially, just a big refresh, rebrand, similar to how they do per season, which is about 3 months, 2 months, something like that. Where they'll introduce like the new battle pass and some changes to the map and changes to the gameplay. But I kind of want to talk about this big change from Chapter 2 to Chapter 3, but also like what this game has done in its past couple of seasons, especially in Chapter 2. Chapter 2's big story element seemed to be this 0 point. So if you don't play the game, at the end of each season, they have done recently this like event where like, okay, the event's happening at 4 p.m. on Sunday. Everybody can tune in. You jump in a lobby. I don't think you could damage other players. So like it's this big like cinematic thing that people can like experience and play along with, and it kind of has this like underlying story of the Fortnite universe and what's going on behind it all. Does it make sense always? No, but we had some teases of it early on in the Chapter 1, the early seasons of Fortnite, where Chapter 1, that first year or two or whatever it was more of like, how's the map going to change? Where some things would happen and you would see the map change real time. I've only personally participated in one of these events with Lady in Wonderland, where it was pretty cool. It was a Ice King was introduced to the map where they were like invading. It was another island that somehow crashed in and added to the map. And in this event that we had participated in, once the timer went out, the Ice King like emerged as this giant and essentially just covered the entire map with snow. Like that was the big event. We saw this big storm happen. Whole map was snow in real time, and then you just continued your gameplay. And you would explore, obviously, all these locations now with the new look of the snow. But over time, they've gotten crazier and crazier and crazier. And obviously, the guys over in Epic and Fortnite are doing crazy things in their game already. We've seen concerts being held live. I think there's been movie nights being held. Like, they're having fun. They know the engine that they're obviously building the game in. I think they have built that engine from the ground up and in Unreal. So they're really pushing things to their limit and have the freedom to do it before they kind of let it out more to the public and the companies that use the Unreal Engine. So they're able to push it to the limits and really try things out and have some fun with it. And over these past couple seasons, they've done that with this 0 Point storyline. So with this, the 0 Point is like something that allows other universes to kind of cross over and affect the world of Fortnite. So we've seen some interesting crossovers in previous seasons. There was a completely Marvel Heroes season pass where we had Wolverine, we had Iron Man, we had Thor, like all these heroes that you can unlock. We had another one where it was all bounty hunters, the best hunters from different universes, and the Mandalorian was like the top guest star of the battle pass. But then there was other characters introduced in the item shop where eventually you could buy them, like Ripley from Alien, and who was some other hunters? Michonne and the other guy from The Walking Dead. There was a shit ton of crossovers that one. I'm sorry, I can't remember more. But you had those guys being added into the seasons. There was another season where the 0 Point was freaking out, and it was kind of like a time travel. So like there were some areas that were primal and like very bones and like wooden structures, and you had to hunt animals and stuff like that. But as they've kind of progressed, their battle passes kind of fit the storyline, but then there seems to be like this key guest character that kind of is the pinnacle or your higher levels. Excuse me. So I already mentioned Mandalorian for the hunters. For the primal season, it was Lara Croft from Tomb Raider made her appearance. For season 7, which was like an alien invasion, I think it was Superman was part of that one. Chapter 8, which we just finished, was Carnage. And some of these, crossovers, they tie into the movies and all that stuff. Similar to Chapter 3, Season 1, Spider-Man is now the best, or not the best, the key, like, guest character into the game. And I've talked about, like, the 0 Point thing and, like, the time travel aspect and, like, different dimensions kind of hopping in and out. Well, the whole backstory that's been kind of interesting to see and kind of unfold is like it's affecting the world and it's really dangerous, and eventually in the seasons I mentioned the aliens invaded, we would have this weird monster group that we had seen in previous seasons kind of just thrown in there of like cube people. They're not like made of cubes, but like they get their power from certain cubes and whatever. Well, anyways, at the end of season 8 in the event Sunday, there was a cube queen that was trying to essentially claim the power of the 0 Point. And our main hero, our main character, Jonesy, this generic dude, voiced by Troy Baker, he's part of like this secret society, like, I don't know, trying to protect it, whatever. He has this ally in this like space soldier. Now, if you're confused already, I'm doing a poor job of explaining it, but also it's really confusing in itself, so I do apologize. He's gotten help from the space soldier. Somehow he knows him. Somehow they have a history. And there's other fucking characters or connections that we haven't met these people, but he's like, oh, if I'll do this and help you, if you can connect me to so-and-so, and blah, blah, blah. Okay. So anyways, Cube Queen freaking out. She's going to take over. Space Team, the main guy, the friend, and then some more allies are going to come in for this event that happened, and they're going to help the players. So the players are there. They're defending against the cube monsters and the Cube Queen trying to fight them off. Unfortunately, they're not able to, so we see this big cinematic where the space people are going to come in. They're going to try and make the save, and they're going to escort you down to the underground of the island where we see, this government-esque type area where they're trying to control the 0 Point to try and make things better, but it's not working out. And we're going to get the big reveal for who the space friend is. It Turns out it's The Rock. It's Dwayne Johnson. He's helping out Jonesy to figure out what the fuck is going on and go after whatever resources he's after. Okay, great, cool, big reveal. The goal is to get rid of the Cube Queen and the monsters by flipping the island. Yeah, you heard me right. Flip the island. They literally take the island in this big ocean and flip it 180, and we get that's the whole new map. Is just this map that's been living underneath the ocean. For what reason, I don't know. It's a really confusing story. Now, pros and cons of this. Pros, like I've already kind of talked about, with these events, it makes Fortnite exciting. You know, oh, the map's going to change. We're going to get a whole new changes with how the gameplay works out, etc. And then we have this underlying story that kind of like fishes you along, little details here and there. But then, on the other side, the cons, as you just heard me poorly explain it, it's confusing as shit. What's going on? Why is this Jonesy character know so much? Why is The Rock interested in this? He mentioned some woman character that we don't know. What's happening? Like, it's a little weird and kind of not off-putting. That sounds like, oh, this is gross. But like, it's confusing just because of also the timing of all these events. Each season lasts 2 or 3 months. That's a lot of time in between story beats. You don't really get much in between. Now, I'm sure there's Fortnite lore YouTube channels you could go check out, and they've really deep dived into all this stuff. And as you can see on this map, they were talking about this thing happening. If you really want to dive into it, please go right for it. But it's the stuff they put out there for the general audience, or just like really in your face, it's kind of scarce. And unless you're looking for audio logs that occasionally are being found around the map and really listening to them, and in a battle royale where you have all the time, to do those things, it's really confusing. And like, I like it that they're doing it because it does bring something fresh and exciting to the events, and the events that they have done seem to get bigger and bigger in scale, like I said, to like pushing their boundaries. But it's just really confusing too, because there's not that information of why or what's going on. And maybe that's part of the, the allure of like bringing people in, is that mystery factor. But I don't know, like how much more can you do this without steps being taken, of like, oh, okay, I kind of understand the progress of this story. We had kind of seen it with some of these other chapters of like 0 points problem, Spaceman's going to try and help, energy's not being contained, danger comes. This is how we deal with danger for now. Kind of, we get that, but the motivations of some characters is like, okay, Dwayne flew in, however many months ago, looking for something that Jonesy knows that he doesn't, or whatever. What is that? Why is Jonesy against this like secret underground society? Like, maybe we got that in previous seasons and I missed that in the events. A lot of things, a lot of question marks. I don't know. But anyways, new season is out as of Sunday, as of recording. And the new season, pretty fun, pretty exciting. Lady and I have been playing quite a bit of Fortnite over this past year. It's just something we, have a lot of fun with. We're not super great at it. We get some wins here and there. But other than that, mainly, like we've always played Fortnite, it's the challenges. That chase of just like, what's the next unlockable we can get? Whether it's something we're really attached to or excited about, or just like, it's some fun that we can have together. And this chapter has provided the same amount of entertainment like the past. It's a lot of fun. The map is completely new. There are some familiar locations from maps past. That's kind of nice to see. Like, oh shit, I haven't seen Greasy Grove in forever. Holy crap, I remember how this looks. And like, oh, this one got changed a little bit or whatever. But it's fun to see that. Gameplay obviously runs the same. We've added a new slide mechanic in, which Control scheme wise seems a little, I don't know, off. Maybe it's just controller based because they don't have a crouch button per se because of the building mechanic. Like it's the stick you got to use and hold that down. That's a little off. But yeah, that's the new gameplay stuff, but still runs great and is fun. Graphically, I don't know if it's just me. Maybe it's like the fresh coat of paint kind of thing, but it looks different in a better way. Like it's still obviously got the cartoony color scheme where it's vibrant and stuff, but like it seems crisp or more crisp than seasons past. And it's like, oh shit, like this looks really good. Getting on to the weapons, every weapon is new. I don't think I've seen a familiar weapon from seasons past. We have 2 different types of assault rifles. Both, in my opinion, are pretty good. One kind of has a zoomed in scope, which I prefer. Sniper rifle, we have not a charge shot. What is it? Semi-automatic, which packs a lot of punch, but man, it's way different than snipers in the past that we've had, and the timing's a little bit different for where you want to aim, especially if you're aiming at a moving target. So that's going to take some getting used to. But so far, weapons have been exciting. It's been fun seeing some similar or familiar vehicles make their return. We have the quads back into the gameplay. And then what else do we have that's new? Oh, we have new healing items. We have like a spray, a med spray, so you can hold that and heal as much and as long as you want to. That's been really nice just because if you need to stop it quick, you can. It's not the timer of the bandages or the timer of the med kit where you're kind of stuck there for however many seconds. This one you can stop very easily. But yeah, it's been exciting and fun to play. I'm excited to play more. I haven't discovered the entire map. We've only played maybe 20-ish matches, and we just have, been here or there. We have gotten a couple wins. Seems like every session that we do play, our first match happens to be our win. And something, speaking of winning, that they've added crowns. The crowns are a little bit different for how you earn them per like your division of playing. If you're playing solos, duos, quads, whatever. We play duos obviously all the time. So the top 2 teams will get a crown. And what the crown does is it kind of adds to your experience level or your XP growth more matches. And you can get I think it's more than 1 crown, but you can you can't get more than 1 crown, but you can work towards an emote that will show like how many crowns you have won in that season, which is pretty dope. Because we haven't had that before where it's like how many matches you've won. That stat has not been really easily found as far as I know. So anyways, with that crown, you once again get more XP. So in the next match, it makes it a little bit more enticing. But also kind of puts a little bit of a target on your back. If you decide to at the beginning to thank the bus driver, it will list your name like so-and-so, thank the bus driver. And instead of your name being like the red as an enemy, it'll be labeled in gold so you know, oh, this person has won. Now, the thing, too, is if you die in that match, that crown will drop, and someone can go pick that up and get the XP growth themselves. So there's that mechanic. As far as I know, like I said, I don't think the crowns stack. Potentially they do. I could be wrong about that. But it's kind of fun to get a little bit of a reward for obviously after you winning compared to just the umbrella of the first win. And then the XP growth is experience too, not experience too. It's a little fun reward as well. Obviously rewarding your gameplay and enticing you to play more to kind of get more obviously of the season rewards. Yeah, it's been a fun season so far. I'm looking forward to playing more. I mentioned Spider-Man being the guest character here. I'm very excited about unlocking him, and then the other costumes that they have decided to include, whether it's in the battle pass or in the extra rewards after. You can unlock the symbiote suit, you can unlock the future foundation suit. Very excited about that. There is a web swinging, I don't know if it's a gadget or whatever, in the game, and seeing footage from that seems like it's a lot of fun. I have not found it yet, but once I do, I'm sure I'll have a good time with that. Yeah, I don't know. Fortnite just seems to be the game that keeps on giving. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, Fortnite, blah, blah, blah. And like, oh, it's a dead game. When is it going to die? It seems like potentially it, is losing some player base, but it seems like when these events do happen, the season changes over, etc., like people do show up again, even if it is for a little bit and it is casually. I know we're going to keep playing it. Like I said, it's just something that we have a fun time with to pop on for, an hour or two or whatever it is. And whether it's just the challenges and kind of chasing after those things of check boxes, or it has something enticing in the season pass to get, it's a good time. If you like shooters, if you like, are looking for something with your friends to play, I definitely recommend it. I mean, it is free to play. If you want the battle pass, I think it's $10 for the first one, but then each subsequent battle pass, if you level up high enough, is free. But yeah, I get it. It's not for everybody, especially the battle royale genre. It's a big question mark for a lot of people. Like, nah, I'm not really good at it. And I get that. I totally get that. There's definitely that skill level to kind of climb. I think Fortnite, at least with the loss of player base, or maybe just they're trying to have more servers going on constantly, more matches. They have added CPUs into matches. So I don't feel like the skill climb, I don't remember the exact term, I don't feel like it's as steep as other games are, like an Apex, like a fucking Call of Duty. Call of Duty's got a very steep learning curve. I feel this one does well, and especially if you can play with someone that, kind of knows what they're doing, like, that's nice. Kate and I never have been the best, once again, Fortnite players. You're not going to see us building any hotels or mansions or whatever like that. Nah, we will build stairs to get where we need to, and that's about it. But we've both gotten better just, putting the time into the game. Obviously, I have the experience of the one tournament, but even in that tournament, I did ass. Like, seeing, obviously, my progression myself of, like, holy crap, I'm getting a lot of kills and doing actually pretty well, and dealing with the building mechanics. And then obviously seeing, ladies, how she's grown. Like, she's never been into first-person shooters or third-person shooters as this game is, but, like, seeing her hold her own. Like, she's won some matches while I'm either dead or in peril. Seeing her adjust on the fly to situations, or dealing with this person's building. How do I deal against it? Or what weapons do I need to use when? What's my strategy? It's just been a lot of fun. So yeah, I don't personally think it's a dead game. Is it fun to make fun of it from time to time? Absolutely. But, it's just like teasing it. But I do appreciate what the creators and developers have put out there for us. And I'm excited to see what's next, whether it's storyline, hopefully things make sense, or whether it's just content. If it's more of the same with just, the slight changes of guns and maps and things I'm able to do, hell, I'm all for it. Like, that's just the simple thing. Is it fun? Great. I'm going to keep playing it. So yeah, very excited. Very excited. But this has been another episode of the Wait Or We Talking About podcast. My name is Bret, aka Enigma9011, and you can catch this podcast live over on twitch.tv/Enigma9011 every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. You join the chat if you're a subscriber over there. We'd love to have you. If you can't catch it live, that's a-okay. It's broken out topic by topic and put as one big video and MP3 on YouTube and podcast services on that Friday at 12 noon Eastern. Last but not least, #add merch store and get all of your swag over there. T-shirts, cups, backpacks, and more. Rep the brand, support us, and we would love you for it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out today, giving this a watch, giving this a listen. I know recording-wise, it was a little bit later than usual, but I appreciate you guys with your patience on that. We got some exciting episodes coming forward. We got some Marvel talk, maybe some Game of the Year discussions. So I'm looking forward to recording that. Hopefully you guys can check it out live, but if not, we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and take care.